I think we might be on. I'm not sure. We'll figure it out. What's going on, Mike?
I'm doing all right. How about you? Volume
sounds
sound all right?
sounds good. Sounds good. YouTube chat. We're doing the best we can. We haven't really watched a whole lot of the last 3 innings because we've been trying to give you high quality audio because I know some people have been requesting that. So might not get the best recap tonight, but we'll do the best that we can do. Hope everyone is doing well out there. Let me know in the chat, please, if you cannot hear us because
Testing, testing. One, two, three.
I
Man
can
on
hear.
second base.
Yeah.
One out. 0-2 count. Santillan pitching.
Okay.
All right.
So where are we at here in this ball game, Mike? You have any idea?
Chase Burns. First inning trouble, and it's been good ever since. Let's hope Santillan can get this guy here. We got 7, 8, 9. Would really
Casey
like him to
Bales.
get out of this.
Yeah. The mic sounds good, Mike. So I think
Does?
let me know, folks, on the volume. I just have no idea like how my volume is compared to his. So let me know.
Yeah.
I can adjust that. I'd appreciate that. Yeah, Casey
We can
Bales.
retire Brandon Liebrandt. That's what I'm going to call this guy. My
Yeah.
old mic is Brandon Liebrandt. He got me through 6 innings. It wasn't pretty. Didn't do everything he needed to do, but, saved the bullpen. So I'm retiring Brandon. I've DFA'd him. And I don't know if I'll sign him back to AAA, but we'll see.
All
He
right.
made it.
I think you're very hot. So I'm gonna turn you down. Can you say something now, Mike?
All right, testing 1, 2, 3. Hopefully I'm not too loud.
I think you're probably in a good range. Let me know, folks, in the chat. I saw Casey Bales said you guys are in early, and no, this is actually when we would want to come on. So just for those who might wonder, we usually our goal is to come on in the last half of whatever the last half inning would be. But if it's tied in the ninth, we usually try to go live in the top, no matter where we're at. So that's why we're doing that tonight. I don't know. Maybe I'm not. Maybe it's only road. I don't know. Maybe road we're supposed to be live. I might be doing it wrong, Mike. So we might be. You might be getting a bonus 2 outs of really just incredible content right now from us.
Yeah, of us making sure my mic works.
Yeah. I think the volumes are okay now. We'll see.
Oy.
The problem is I don't have enough windows, so like I can't like keep up with the chat
You
and
don't have enough what?
I don't have enough screens to kind of keep up with everything. So
Oh, I see. I see.
yeah, there's always going to be something that's getting the weak link, whether it's me monitoring the audio levels, whether it's me putting up the graphics, or whether it's me monitoring the
I
chat.
can I can I can pull up the chat.
All right, you're
Now that it's
all
on my phone, I have a free screen.
you're all on the chat. That's your full responsibility tonight. This is a big outing for Santillan, huh, Mike?
Yeah. 3-2.
Yeah,
Mark doesn't kill you, but I really would like to get this guy here.
Yeah, we're not even synced here either. Might be the least of our problems.
Where are you?
3-2, fouled away.
Okay. I think I'm a little ahead of you.
All right. Let me hit fast forward. I did like 2 innings ago, but yeah. This Roku man.
I'm
Even
at
like,
6 of the
oh, yeah, I'm not there yet. I'm at
pitch clock.
9, 8, 7. If you want to
Okay.
maybe pause on the next pitch, we can try to sync up. Oh
Well,
boy, man.
that ball is right down the middle.
Yikes. I mean, he's so bad right now.
He was stealing too.
Yeah.
That's weird. That's odd that he would be stealing there. So that's a line drive. That's just an easy double play.
Yeah, that was right down the middle, Mike. Literally in that center quadrant there. Little 96-mile-per-hour fastball. And it was he had thrown him 7. No, he had thrown him 10 fastballs. Mike, he had thrown him 10 straight fastballs. And then he tried to
and then he threw one right down the middle, and sure enough, he squared it up.
I mean, it's kind of embarrassing. That's the best swing he got off on that. Oh my gosh, Tony, what are we doing, brother?
Oh boy.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, he squared that one up.
Well,
jeez.
There's the good old PHF.
Yeah, I mean, well, this is no business. He should be in the big
Why is he
leagues.
still leverage?
Oh my goodness. Is he out of
That's
options?
just.
Yeah, he is out of options. But woof. Like the stream, folks.
Gonna need a big showing in the bottom of the ninth.
I mean, Mike, he just threw that last batter 10 straight fastballs.
Yeah.
I mean, this isn't. He's got a nice fastball. It's like 96. It's not 100.
Well, he then so then on Lofton, he throws him 2 sliders that both are in the dirt, and so he's like, "Well, got to go back to the fastball, home run."
He was.
Yeah, he's got no command of his breaking ball, none. And they're just sitting fastball, and they're crushing it.
Seth Floyd, Phantom IL coming. Yeah, I mean that seems like probably the the next move here. Whew. I mean, I get it. I mean, I get like, everyone is just disgusted with Santi. I'm disgusted he's pitching in this game, but Mike, I do think he would probably get claimed if you DFA'd him. Even as bad as he's been. I mean, this guy was a really, really good reliever last year. One of these teams that aren't competing could hide him a little better. This team, the problem is this team just can't hide anyone because they don't have enough good relievers. Like, you have to have like 5 good relievers to be able to even hide someone. And
yeah, I think too that people see, like, his velocity's back up to 95. I think people see struggles and they think, well, maybe if we can get him in our system, we can tweak something to make him effective again. Which, I don't know. McCambly, we get our major league debut.
Oh, yeah. I mean, maybe it would have been nice to have him start this inning.
Well, yeah. So it looks like I'm looking at the on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So Santillan threw 6 breaking balls. 1 of them was for a strike. The other 5 were not. They just had no command of it. And then threw 2 middle fastballs that got hit for a single and a Home run.
I mean, this guy has given up a run coming into tonight in 7 of his last 11 games. And he's like, I'm like, why not just give McCambly a shot? Like,
yeah. I don't know. This feels like maybe it's the last straw.
you gonna get the Friedel.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. Just maybe not high leverage. You know?
Not ninth
Maybe
inning,
he's
2-2.
Yeah. Maybe he can be a useful arm and not leverage, but boy, that was tough. That was tough to watch. All right, McCambly, good stuff. Got to throw it in the zone. Tell me if you heard that one before. Well, good start.
The old gyro cutter. Oh, come on, McCambly.
You
Stuck my
walk
neck out
Jensen,
for
you got Bobby Witt coming up. Golly. I need a ground ball in the worst way. The worst way. Hey. His first major league strike. Oh, man. I'd imagine this is even tougher, too, right? Coming in with a man on. You want to give him a clean inning, and I don't know. Hard to say. All right, 3-1. All right, threw that one in the zone.
Wasn't Chris Paddock available tonight?
Well, don't need him now. Oh,
Hey. Oh,
look
no.
at
Oh,
that.
no. Oh, no.
Oh, no, don't walk off the mound.
No,
Oh, no. There's only one out. Oh, God.
Hey, you know what? After what we just witnessed from Tony Santillan, that is not even half as embarrassing.
No. Oh, man.
That
It's like he
amount.
throws.
That's the perfect microcosm for this bullpen. They finally do something good. They don't even know how many outs.
Oh, God.
How about Bobby Witt Jr., the second batter you face in the big leagues?
That's maybe why he tried to. He didn't convince everyone that he was done, so he didn't have to face Bobby Witt.
Maybe someone gave him bad info as he was coming in. There you go.
Yeah, do you think who's warming for them? I doubt it's Ursig, right? The guy that blew it last night.
I hope it is.
He's blown 5 of his last 6 saves or whatever it is.
Yeah, but they're at a spot where, man, they're trying to get him right to trade him at the trade deadline, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, man. What a baseball game. What a night.
It's like he throws 4-seam and a sinker, so fastball's moving both directions, cutter and sweeper. So Throws a lot of sweepers to right-handers. That cutter gets hit into right field. Man. Kansas City's not good.
Yeah. Even bad big even bad big league teams can hit the 10th straight fastball hit right down the middle of the plate.
Yeah. All right, Vinny Pasquantino has already homered today. He's got 2 hits. Of course, Bobby Witt just takes second base. Oh, now they're just intentionally walking him. You have the righty-righty matchup now.
Yeah, but you're gonna make this guy have to throw
Oh, I
3
didn't even think about
strikes.
that. Yeah, now we can't walk him.
Yeah, like
Let's
I mean,
add to our league lead. Walks with the bases loaded. Oh, jeez.
I feel like you're just tempting fate here, right?
Yeah, he went.
The good thing, Salvador Perez literally swings at everything. I mean, this guy
I know, right?
walks in like what 4% of his plate appearances or something.
Oh, don't tell the Reds pitching that. It's like a challenge.
Yeah, they walked him last night. Yeah, Abbott did. I couldn't believe it.
No walks today.
Come on, Will.
Get there, Benson. Get there, Benson.
Yeah.
All right. 2 strikes.
Come on, brother. You're 1 strike away from being our new closer.
No, maybe not new closer, but the new 7th inning guy.
Yeah.
We'll just shift everyone down.
When Ferguson isn't available, that guy goes an inning and a third every night. He's paying his back pay for missing the first couple months of the season.
I know.
We paid you $4.5 million. You're going to earn it all back here in this first 3 weeks.
Well, can you blame him though? It's like you're the only one that seems to be being effective here.
Samuel's doing a nice job.
Yeah, Samuel. Come on. Hey, look at that. No runs, 2 punchies.
Well, heck of a job. Would have liked to have seen what you could have done if you would have started the inning. All right, Steer Benson, Tyler Stevenson coming up here in the Cincinnati Reds, bottom of the 9th inning. We will see who the Reds will be going up against. Game day is not yet to announce it. As always, please like the stream. We would really appreciate that. It means a lot to us, especially when we have to watch things like we are doing tonight.
Yep.
Steer 0 for 2 with a walk. Benson 1 for 3. Tyler Stevenson 0 for 2 with a walk. Kind of surprising game day doesn't like show you who's warming up, you know, like all the features that MLB has. It is Lang coming in here in the 9th inning. Alex Lang, the right-hander, coming in with a 4.50 ERA in 24 innings this season. 1.35 whip. Looks like he's pitching
Does
well.
he already blown saves?
Looks like he's pitching very well, actually. I'll give you some numbers on him here in just a second. Alex Lang, 30-year-old pitcher. Been with the Tigers his whole career. All right, since May 10th, he has a even 1 ERA. 9 innings, 7 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Seems like he's due for a stinker, right?
Perfect
Got a
inning with 2
righty.
strikeouts on Monday against your Cincinnati Reds.
Do we see Marte? Is he going to pinch hit for Stevenson?
Maybe.
All right.
It's a
Spencer
good start.
Steer. Good start.
All right.
Extends that hit streak. I guess he already extended the on-base streak, but
21 games.
yep, longest in the bigs right now. All right, Willie B.
Might be 22.
Think they intentionally walk Will Benson, bring up Stevenson? Or the classic unintentional intentional walk? Oh, all right. We'll take it. Get out of play. Yep, there's yesterday. Fortunately, a home run right now doesn't tie it for us. Just need base runners, Benson. We need base runners. Oh. Oof.
Like you're way ahead of me.
All right.
All right.
Just find a way on base, Benson. Find a way on base. Oh.
Let's work a walk. That's what we're expecting with Will Benson when he comes to the plate. We don't expect him to hit home runs.
You don't think you should bunt here?
Maybe, you know?
That was a good bunt.
I mean,
I will say. It was a good bunt.
I mean, he saw TJ go down, and he knew there's a lane here to stay in the big leagues.
Yeah, there's a role I need to fill here. Be the bunt guy.
All right.
Ooh.
Fight, Will. Fight.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really good bunt. I mean, beating the shift, too. I think he had like a modest shift on him, but I mean, that's great if you could do that because that keeps the defense honest.
Yeah. Opens up some more holes for you.
Yeah.
Oh.
Man, it's a second strikeout on a check swing from him tonight. Man. Well.
Dang. I have
Edwin
Arroyo.
Edwin Arroyo pitch hitting for Tyler Stevenson.
Interesting.
Yeah. Okay.
Does that mean Marte's pinch hitting next?
Yeah, I would think so. He's trying to do anything to get a Marte a chance for a 3-run homer.
That's fair. If Arroyo can get on. If we can get one on, our home run hitter Blake Dunn, get him to the plate.
Man, we're that down on Stevenson.
All right, Arroyo. Big spot here. Yep, Marte's on deck. Oh, gosh.
Oh.
I think we're pressing a little bit.
Yeah. Does Lang have the little short sleeve turtleneck on?
Dude, I think it seems that way, yes. I like to think that it's a turtleneck that he literally just cut the sleeves off.
Yeah. I mean,
like under that jersey, it's actually a tank top. He's got no sleeves.
You know you're tough.
There's no way this pitch is. He's burying another sweeper here, right? No.
Yeah, I would throw at least 2 pitches nowhere close to the strike zone and see if Arroyo will chase.
Yeah.
Kind of reckless almost not to with a
He's swung at all 3 of those pitches he swung at.
Yeah.
Did he hold up? Apparently. Okay. They didn't show it.
Here you go.
Didn't look like he held up.
Oh. If they have the replay there,
We'll take it.
That would be interesting.
Oh! That looks good. All right, we'll take it. New life. Maybe don't swing at this pitch.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Good take. I mean, kind of.
Arroyo's family. Come on. Just find a way on base. Oh. It's a line drive here.
All right. All right.
Went 3-2 on Benson as well. 7 pitches this at bat. Come on, Arroyo. I just got to throw him something in the zone, right? Oh.
Great pitch. Well, for being down 0-2, as bad as he looked, I'll give him credit for fighting back.
Dude, I don't even think he meant to throw it up there.
Yeah.
I think he's throwing him sliders down, fastballs up. And I think he just throws one up there and it kind of sits on him and he gets a lucky call, a good call. I don't even think he's trying to throw that ball up there. Whatever. All right, Marte. Keep us alive. You know what? Maybe Marte should just, you know how in the minors they got the double flapped head or helmets? Like maybe that's part of it. Let's get him a Cincinnati Reds double flapped helmet. Oh, are they saying to hit him? Oh, all right.
I think Freddie said, "Why not?"
Did he really?
It was something like that. I mean, if he thinks it did,
I don't know. Don't think so. Pretty tough to tell from there.
It looked like a ricochet a little bit.
There's no way they're overturning this.
Unless there's an angle we haven't seen.
Yeah.
I mean, you see them, they got like 17 angles there.
Yeah.
And they don't ever show. See that angle they're showing right there in that replay? They have that But they never show those on the TV, and I don't know why not.
Yeah, don't know why.
That's as close as you can get.
I get that a ball that close definitely feels like it grazed you.
Yeah.
And maybe it did, but I don't know. It doesn't look like enough to overturn.
Either way, it's a pro move by Marte. Is sound viewed as evidence?
Oh, interesting.
Well, they got a stands.
Nope. Needs a bigger elbow guard, I think. I guess it was the other arm.
Yeah, you also made the pitcher sit there for a while too, so
yeah,
worth a shot.
Debatable on whether that's good or bad.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, I think he might win this. That looked
I
off,
think
didn't it?
This is a strike. It's
Really?
like, it's close, but at least the box on the screen sure looked like, yeah.
Oh, ball. Wow.
I eat my words. Oh, boy, that's close.
The .1. Wow.
Dude, when I was in Columbus watching the bats, there was one challenge where is like ball, and then the thing comes up on the screen and it looks like it's touching. It's like, but it calls it a ball still. So I don't know.
What an eventful first two pitches back in the big leagues for Marte.
Almost hit and then a overturned challenge. All right, find a way on base. There you go. New and improved Noelvi Marte took a walk.
Daryl Ward fixed him. Barry gave him a reference on the broadcast earlier.
Yeah.
Is it Daryl Ward? Now I'm.
All right.
Yeah, Daryl Ward.
But what are we doing?
The guy hit a home run in this game.
Okay. That had to be on his own. Right?
You can't make this
Blake,
stuff
you know
up,
you're the
man.
winning run, right? You know that Marte, even if Marte scores, that doesn't win the game. Or even tie the game.
Now you're down 0-2, just like that. Like, oh.
Oh. Not enough juice.
Well, Mike, let's do a show.
The bench, change in the air to deep right field. Back goes Clemente. It's the save. She's done. Get out of here, baseball. It's gone. Oh my God, you believe it? Johnny Bench has tied it up. The Cincinnati Reds win the World Series in force rate. It was a sweep. In the dirt, it's a wild pitch. Here comes Foster. The Reds win the pennant. Larkins won the game. That ball is fair. Cincinnati's ahead. 2 games to none. Welcome, Joe Randa to Cincinnati. Adam Dunn has done it again. Benzinger backing and calling. And the 1990 World Championship belongs to the Cincinnati Reds.
Marty, yes. This is Adam from Milwaukee. Hey, Adam, how you doing? I'm good. How are you? Good. you think Scott Chatterbox is a good player?
Done up there with the bases loaded, the outfield deep and around toward right, and the 1-0 on the way to the plate. Swung on, long drive, right field, and this one belongs to the Reds.
And a high drive, hit back into deep right field. Junior has just knocked the door down to the 500 club.
Benson's first home run is a walk-off winner. That ball had a family.
And De La Cruz is, oh my goodness, look at this kid run. My, oh my, that is a triple.
Matt McClain's first big league bomb.
Spencer Steer's first big league hit is a home run to straightaway center field. Joey Votto's done it again.
The pitch. Votto swings high in the air. Right field. Yes! He pointed to the dugout to say, I told you. That is Joey Votto's 315th career go-ahead ribby. Only Johnny Bench had more as a Red.
And I can't tell you how much it means to play in front of everyone here in Cincinnati as a Red. What a gift. What a tremendous gift. So thank you. Thank you.
I think I can speak for all of Reds country. Joey Votto, thank you.
High drive. Left center field. Racing back to the line. Bourgeois. The Reds are National League Central Division champion. In the air, left center field. Did he? He did. He did. Reds win. Reds win. Line to right field. Genius, the first Red ever with 4 home runs in a game. Can you believe it? In the air down the right field line. Does it have a chance? The Reds have won on a 3-run home run on opening day by Ramon Hernandez. A strike away and out away is Homer Bailey. Ground ball to third. Frazier gloves. Throw to first and Homer Bailey for the second time in his major league career has tossed a no-hitter. Oh, gosh. Are you kidding me? Holy Moses, the second player in major league history to hit 7 home runs in the first 10 games. In the air and the Reds win. What a dream beginning to the career of Jay Bruce.
All right, what's going on? Nick Kirby joined by Mike Hart on a losing edition of Chatterbox Reds as the Reds fall 5-2 to the Kansas City Royals, a game that was tied going into the 9th inning, and Tony Santillan stinks up the joint. Mike, how you doing, brother?
Oh, I'm doing all right. We're trying out this new mic and camera setup. Hopefully it holds out on us today. Can't be worse than what we experienced on Monday. So let's hope that holds out for us, unlike the Reds bullpen.
Yeah, unlike the Reds bullpen, what really stinks is we're talking about the bullpen, and I mean, really the last 2 nights, everyone outside of Tony Santillan pitched really well. I mean, no one gave up a run the last 2 nights, and but nonetheless, Reds drop a series to a Kansas City team that came in playing as bad as anyone in baseball. Had lost 6 straight games. It was just a terrible baseball team, and they come into your ballpark and win 2 out of 3. And today's really deflating because you lose a game that Chase Burns was on the mound, and Chase Burns was Chase Burns, and he still lose that game to a bad baseball team. So that one's really hard to stomach. Appreciate everyone tuning in as always. We'll do our best to get through this and try to have a little fun along the way and roll with it. Mike, are we ready just to jump right into the box score recap? Do you need a second?
Nah, let's do the box score recap, no matter how sad.
All right, Mike, the
All
box.
right.
Go ahead. Presented by Sharefax Credit Union.
Yep. Cincinnati Reds look to take the series from the 23-38 Kansas City Royals. And they had their ace, Chase Burns, on the mound after being scratched Monday for illness. But things would not begin well for Burns after a 4-pitch walk to Bobby Witt, The Pasquatch himself came out of hiding and hit a 2-run home run to right. Royals took an early lead of 2-0. The Reds got to face righty Stephen Kolek, who brought his strikeout stuff tonight. He had 2 strikeouts in the first, 2 in the second, and 3 in the third. But in the bottom of the fifth, Benson bunted for a hit, then was erased on a Stevenson ground into a double play. McLean singled up the middle, and last night's hero, Blake Dunn, Thor himself, homered to left, leveling the score at 2. But Chase Burns bounced back from this rocky first inning and did not give up another run for the rest of his outing, striking out 9. His final line was 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, and 9 strikeouts, giving him his team-leading 8th quality start. In the bottom of the 6th, Sal Stewart led off the inning with a double to right, but was caught on the bases with a Nathaniel Lowe grounder. Then after a steer walk, Benson flied out to end the threat. Then that brings us to the top of the 9th. We are still tied 2-2, and in comes Tony Santillan to try and keep the Royals off the board, and he would promptly give up a single on the first pitch to Jack Caglione. Tolbert would run for him at first. Isaac Collins bunted him over to second, and then in a 10-pitch at-bat in which he only threw fastballs, he gave up a single to Michael Massey to score the run to bring the Kansas City Royals ahead 3-2. Then Nick Lofton took another middle fastball out to left field with a home run, making it 5-2. Then after a Lane Thomas walk, that would be the end of Santillan's night, who went only a third of an inning, 3 hits, 3 runs, 1 walk, no strikeouts. In would come Zach McCambley making his major league debut. He would strike out Carter Jensen, gave up a single to Bobby Witt, and then after an intentional walk to Vinny Pasquantino, struck out Salvador Perez to get the Reds out of the inning with no more runs. And that would bring us to the bottom of the 9th, where the Reds needed 3 runs to tie and stay playing. Spencer Steer started them off with a double down the left field line, but Benson and Edwin Arroyo struck out on 3-2 pitches. Both Noelvi Marte walked on his first at-bat back in the bigs, but Blake Dunn didn't have any more magic left and lined out to center to end the game. The Reds lose the series to the Royals, falling to 31-30 on the season.
All right, and our box score recap presented by Sharefax Credit Union. Chatterbox Reds brought to you by Sharefax Credit Union. Summertime is here and the perfect time to start those home renovations. Sharefax has a $0 closing cost special that's extending until June 30th for home equity loans and lines of credit. Restrictions apply. Contact Sharefax for details at 513-753-2440 or visit sharefax.org /promotion-events. Sharefax Credit Union, an equal opportunity lender and insured by NCUA. We did have a deep drive of the day, and that was off the bat of Blake Dunn. Blake Dunn hit his second home run of the year, hit 97.7 miles per hour, went 368 feet, tied the game at 2 at the time. Increased the Reds' win probability. It was a big one, 26% jump to 51.5%. And our deep drive of the day is presented by our friends at QC Kinetix. If knee pain or shoulder pain is slowing you down, whether it's on the golf course, the pickleball court, or even in the gym, it might be time to talk to the care team at QC Kinetix Cincinnati about regenerative medicine options. QC Kinetix takes a different approach, focusing on treatments designed to help your body heal and recover. They're conveniently located in Liberty Township, right across from Lakota East High School. See what the team at QC Kinetix is all about. Visit QCKinetix.com or call 513-655-3356. Make sure you tell them the team at Chatterbox sent you. QC Kinetix, better mobility starts with healing, not surgery. All right. Well, we did have a super chat that I saw. Again, you're going to have to kind of bear with me because I can't exactly go between tabs here very quickly, so I am sorry. I'll do the best I can tonight.
There's 2 of them.
Okay. Again, it's just going to be a really
Would you like me to read them? I can read them. I got it right here.
Yeah, go ahead. It's just going to be an awkward delay kind of going back and forth here.
No, you're good. Yeah. So first one from Vandy, 5140. Thanks for the super chat. I miss David Bell. He wouldn't have put in Tony. Well, hard to know. And then Herlo 78, Santillan again. This needs to end. So, I guess maybe that's where we can start. But We kind of chatted about it a little bit during the broadcast as it was melting down in front of us.
Yeah, I think that's the pretty obvious place here to start the show with. Santillan had given up runs in 7 out of his last 11 appearances. Why he's the guy in the 9th inning, I'm guessing Tito would tell you I'm trying to get him right, but I don't know. Like, you call up a guy like McCambley who has good stuff, that has some potential. You also put Chris Paddock in the bullpen. I know that feels like a weird move, but Tony Santillan's been so bad. I would prefer Chris Paddock coming out there in the 9th inning. And so, like, I don't know. It just feels like another one of these moves where Tito will continue to rely on his guys until they have to get sent down to AAA, which they did it earlier today with TJ Friedel, but my God, they waited until it was so painfully obvious that there was absolutely no other path. And it just felt like another one of those moves tonight going to Tony Santillan. I get it. Tito has a terrible bullpen. He has terrible options, but Tony Santillan just can't be the option in the 9th inning of a 2-2 game, of a game that you fought back to tie, a game that you had multiple good performances out of the bullpen from Caleb Ferguson. You can't go to Tony Santillan there.
Yeah. And, I see in the chat they're talking about, hey, maybe we can send him down. Santillan's out of options. So, his option is move to a lower leverage spot or DFA. And so I'm not sure you did mention too, like, everyone in the bullpen so far this series had pitched great. We'd gotten solid outings out of almost everyone. It's just like, I get him wanting to try to get him right, but don't get him right in, tie game in the 9th, right? Let's maybe some lower leverage stuff to get him going. It's just sad because what he did last year was nothing short of heroic, in my opinion. Like, he pitched the whole year, all the time, led the league in appearances, and was for the most part very good. And it clearly, it's weighing on him. Like, there's something different. His velocity is not as high. His pitches aren't as sharp, and it's unfortunate how fast he could fall from that. But it's just like, I don't know how you can keep continuing to run him out there and not be able to and not do anything about it. So I'm with you. Hopefully they're able to. I like the guy. Like, I want him to get better. I want him to get to the point where we can trust him again. I don't. With the current iteration of him, I don't see that as an option. I think there needs to be a move, maybe not a off the roster move, but a move where we don't see him in any late inning leverage innings anymore.
I wouldn't be shocked if tomorrow morning, maybe 11:30 a.m., Tony Santillan put on the 15-day IL. I don't know. I don't even know who's left down there called up to replace him. Connor Phillips
coming back.
He threw a perfect inning today. First time without a walk down at Louisville. Come right back up, big fella. Yeah, it's just, you can't pitch this guy. I'm in the middle on, like, if Santillan wouldn't do the IL stint, if he's like, I'm not doing IL stint, I'm fine. I think I'd probably would recommend, if I was the agent, just do the IL stint. Like, you're not looking good right now. You probably need to get right, but whatever. If you would, I'm kind of torn on, do you just put him in the back end of the bullpen, because on a team with so few good relievers, like, we did see how good he could be. So do you really just want to DFA this guy and then someone gets him right in a couple weeks and you're like, we have, like, no one else? But at this point, like, it's just so bad that you just have to have as many options as you can. So, again, I'm fine. Like, if they DFA'd him tomorrow, I'm not going to lose any sleep on it. If they put him back at the back of the bullpen, they won't lose sleep on him. The best move for everyone is if he goes on the 15-day IL. He can do a full, as long as he needs, rehab assignment. They have up to 30 days down there for pitchers in AAA. Caleb Ferguson used almost the entire length of that, and that seems like that would be the best situation for everyone. So we'll see, but he can't be pitching in these spots. It's just, it's clear. I mean, this guy threw 10 straight fastballs in the big leagues, and the 10th one was right down the middle of the plate. I mean, it feels like, Mike, like, we have to wait till it's like the most painfully obvious. Like it's TJ Friedl coming in to lay down a sack bunt and he can't even do that. Like that's the last straw. And then with Tony Santillan, it's like we have to wait till this guy can't throw a slider for a strike and he has to throw 10 straight fastballs, one of them right down the middle of the plate to a bad big league hitter that's able to rip for a single. Like it's like we just have to wait till it's like so painfully obvious to make a change. And that's, I think, maybe the most frustrating thing about all of this.
Yeah. I'm looking at the bullpen too. It's like, okay, so Santillan and Ferguson and obviously McCambley are the ones that haven't pitched. Is May up? Is he on the roster? Or is May in
is
AAA?
on the roster as far as I'm aware. Yeah, he's on the roster.
Okay. So May, Santillan, and Ferguson were the ones that basically didn't pitch yesterday. Antone pitched yesterday, but he came in and pitched a good 8th as well. So it's just like Burke, only 19 pitches yesterday. Could we have seen him in the 9th? Like you mentioned
tomorrow.
Chris Paddock. Yeah, I know. You mentioned Chris Paddock, right? Like he pitched 86 pitches on Friday. So his throw day, he was supposed to start before the whole sickness debacle with Chase Burns. So I don't know. You mentioned maybe we should have brought McCambley in. I can already hear the press conference now. It's like that would have been a real, like, I wanted to get this guy in. It would have been a real tough spot to bring him in. And so I didn't want to bring the rookie in, tie game in the 9th inning and stuff like that. And instead he brings him in with a runner on and in the middle of an inning. I don't know. I can see his reasoning in being like, hey, maybe we don't throw the rookie to the fire. But the situation that he brought him in was not better. In fact, I would say more stressful. So it's like if you're trying to give this guy a soft landing to be as successful as you can, I don't think you succeeded at that by bringing him in the middle of an inning, while, to face Bobby Witt Jr., Vinny Pasquantino, and Sal Perez, right? So it's like, I don't know. We can second guess decisions all we want. Ultimately, Santillan's just got to be better. I don't know. I don't know if I necessarily trust May there either, but I didn't trust Maxwell there last night and he came through. So who knows? Who knows with these guys?
Yeah, it would have been a much better spot for McCambley to start the inning. I mean, Caglione obviously is an incredibly talented hitter, but then, beyond that's the bottom of the Royals order. Like, it's not Bobby Witt Jr., and I know Salvador Perez isn't tearing it up, but he's still Salvador Perez. Like, it's a pretty good spot. And it also would have been, I think, a pretty good spot for a guy like Chris Paddock. I don't know. I don't know how much more you needed to see out of Santillan to say that's clearly not the move. We'll move on. I think it's pretty obvious that he can't pitch in those spots, and it's that simple when we move on. We already talked about TJ Friedl and Noelvi Marte and the move. Me and Craig did a special little show in the afternoon, but I know that's going to be kind of a big talking point for everyone. Nice to see Noelvi Marte back on the big league roster. Had a very eventful at-bat, a pinch hit at-bat for Matt McClain in the 9th inning, where the first pitch almost hit him, like was 1/10 of an inch from hitting him. I mean, it was about as close as you could get. Second pitch, he challenges and wins and ends up working a walk. And the pitches really after that second one, after that one that he challenged, weren't exactly competitive. They were pretty easy takes, but nonetheless, for Noelvi Marte, we've seen him swing at some really, really bad pitches. It was nice to see him in that spot, not trying to do too much. And he's just another guy that's kind of a wild card, and it feels like the Reds just need the wild cards. They need all the wild cards right now. They need to be seeing what they can get out of him, and I thought a pretty solid at-bat for Marte and TJ Friedl. I wish him the best down at AAA, but this was just an obvious move that had to be done.
Yeah, I mean, we got pretty good pitching this series, but ultimately offense really didn't tear it up very much. It was basically Spencer Steer and Blake Dunn, and that was it for this series. So I think that, if we're able to, we saw weeks where Marte was able to be that spark, right? He came up, when he came back up from AAA, he was, he had a couple weeks stretch where he's batting .350. He was hitting homers. He was, showing some better discipline at the plate. So, if we talked about when Ellie went down, there needs to be some sort of spark. We need Eugenio Suarez. We need somebody to really step up and get really hot. And it's just like, it hasn't seemed like it's been Suarez. So if, I think Marte gives you basically another dice roll to try to at least get hot and do something to carry this team, because it looks bleak, especially when, Steers looked good. Blade obviously looked pretty good, but you go down that lineup and it's starting to still really look bleak without Ellie De La Cruz. So, when it comes to Friedel, I think it was past time. We've litigated this constantly. I hope he's able to find something, maybe get his timing back. You mentioned in your video, just like get a better grasp of the strike zone, right? Walk more, strike out less, and something like that. Because, even if he's able to come up and get on base a little bit more, that can be a productive ninth hitter in the lineup, just not striking out as much. So I think that hopefully he's able to do that, and we're able to see some production. But with what we're seeing tools wise, we see it on the sliders on Savant. We see all this. It's just like, it doesn't look like there's much good going on under the hood. So I really hope it's not the end, but frankly, wouldn't be surprised if it was.
Yeah, and I didn't mention this on the show, but I mean, it definitely it would, at this point, it would absolutely shock me if Friedel is tendered a contract at the end of the season. I mean, I think, are you in agreement? I mean, it would take almost a miracle for him, because he's expensive. I mean, this isn't like, and you don't go down. What was he making, $4 million this year? I mean, like, you don't go down in arbitration. So like, unless another team wanted to like take a flyer on him, but I don't really think too many teams are super looking on flyers on 30-year-old players with declining sprint speed that don't hit home runs and that kind of stuff. So yeah, I mean, unfortunately, like, TJ Friedel had an incredible run with this team, but right now at this point, I don't see anything happening other than at the end of the year him being non-tendered by the Reds.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that.
Yeah, sorry, TJ. Yeah, and the Reds offense, Mike, you mentioned it. I mean, it really, like, they almost got bailed out in this series. I mean, like, obviously on Tuesday night, they hit 3 home runs. There were only 3 hits of the game, 2 from Steer, 1 from Benson. That kind of saved that game. And the fourth hit was a 70-something mile-an-hour bloop single by Blake Dunn. Then tonight, the only offense was a 2-run home run from Blake Dunn. And Eugenio Suarez continues to struggle. He was over 4 tonight, now hitting 214, 645 OPS. I mean, this is the guy that was supposed to be your big middle of the bat signing, and he's just not been good at all. That's a big piece of this. I think it's a piece that I just don't think enough people are talking about. I don't know why enough people are talking about that, but he has not been good at all, and he was the biggest signing of this offseason.
Yeah, it's all these guys that it's tough for me, because it's like, I like these dudes, it's like, I have to like put my fandom aside and look at the fact that just like, there's just the productions coming from these guys is just unacceptable, right? 214, a 645 OPS is just like, no hard hit balls tonight. Like he's not even, I guess he got the home run a couple days ago, but it's just like, he's just this automatic out, and you're batting him ahead of Spencer Steer now against righties. And it's just like, we're not getting the production that we need. I'm hoping that, this is, he came back from his injury super fast, right? What I mean by that is, maybe not timeline wise, he played 2 games in AAA and then came back, right? So maybe this is, hey, let's regain our timing. I don't love that, because I would have preferred him to do that in AAA, but maybe we're able to get a little bit more production out of him, get some harder hit balls, some extra base hits, some home runs out of Suarez. But yeah, what's going on right now is just unacceptable. And then when you lose somebody like Ellie, who's just on base twice a game, who's hitting the ball all over the place, it's like you need some of that power somewhere. And what seems like is like they got a double from Sal Stewart. They got a double from Dane Myers. They got a double from Spencer Steer. Like they got some, but when nobody is consistent, you're not doing anything with that, right? It's like the way they won yesterday because that double from Sal Stewart, double from Spencer Steer, and a double from Dane Myers were home runs yesterday. You know what I mean? It's like if they would have been doubles, I don't think that the Reds would have had the offense to push that guy from second around to score, right? So it's just like they aren't consistent enough to, even when they put people in good positions, be able to drive them in to put them, to score or to string together even a couple hits against, frankly, not great pitching. Like Stephen Kolek, David Lynch, Alex Lang, we're not talking about Hall of Famers here. So like, it's just, they're so disjointed and not having any continuity with it that it's just really struggling. They're really struggling to score runs. And that's just going to have to change if they're going to be able to tread water without Ellie De La Cruz here.
Eugenio Suarez is 2 for 24 over his last 7 games, 1 extra base hit, 4 walks over that span. And yeah, I mean, he's hitting right there in the middle of the order with a lot of guys, like you mentioned, that have played pretty well. Maybe Nate Lowe's not as hot as he's been, but he's had a really good year. I mean, there's a lot of good guys, and he's hitting right in the middle of that and kind of breaking up kind of that good mojo of the order there. So he's certainly got to pick it up. All right, let's move on to a couple super chats. Mike, do you have those in front of you?
Yeah, I do.
Let 'em rip.
All right, looks like we got one more from Billy Burleson. Says, we need to keep an eye on Stevenson. Just imagine how bad he must feel about being pinch hit for 2 nights in a row. TJ first and then Arroyo.
Yeah, it's a great point that I probably wouldn't have brought up on the show. But yeah, I mean, I'm not even really super critical of Tito for the moves. But yeah, I mean, Tyler Stevenson getting pinch hit for by this version of TJ Friedel and Edwin Arroyo is it's a tough scene.
Yeah, I mean, the Friedel one was very clearly to bunt, which is wild that he then didn't bunt. Like, I don't know. It's like you're there to bunt. Even with 2 strikes, why are you not bunt? I don't know. I'm sure that was legislated last night, and we don't have to talk more about that. But it's just like Arroyo tonight, I guess he, has a better split against righties, batting left-handed than Stevenson. But, I guess you're right, because we both said it, and I didn't really bat an eye at it. I was like, oh, yep, they're pinch hitting for Stevenson. And it's just like, oh, the people that he got pinch hit for are not that much of an upgrade, if any at all. So I don't know. It's kind of been another one that's just, maybe it's not under the radar, but just like 187, 594 OPS. Like it's not consistent. He's not hitting for power. He, grounded into a double play today to completely stifle a rally. Like, I don't know. It's tough. It's tough scene for Tyler Stevenson too. I don't know. It's like all of a sudden this season, I don't know if this is all of a sudden. So, I mean, people in the chat, you can convince me otherwise. It's just like we've all of these players that they just like our whole bullpen stopped being able to throw strikes. And all of the what we would call like role players, to use a basketball term, like folks that we're not like depending on, but like we would want them to be pretty good sometimes. We would need them to come in and fill a good role. Basically, none of those guys are panning out for us, right? Will Benson, TJ Friedel, Tyler Stevenson, like all of those folks are just really struggling, and it's really unfortunate to see that just like. The drop-off with that and the drop-off with the bullpen paired with the injuries is really where all these things together is really just dooming this Reds team. Hopefully they can figure something out.
Yeah, tough for Tyler Stevenson in a contract year as well.
Yeah, that too. Yeah. Remember when you were thinking about maybe extending the what is it,
The qualifying offer.
Qualifying offer? Almost
I
called
said
the
it maybe
franchise
would be
tag.
possible. I wasn't saying you had,
Okay.
we had a whole year to figure out, and I think it's pretty clear that you're not going to be.
I think
it's
yeah.
safe for that.
I mean, what do we do next year at catcher?
I mean,
It's just
Stevenson might fall right into the price range.
maybe, but say he walks, it's
You're gonna
like
think you think probably if I mean, let's just say like this year doesn't get drastically better for him, you think he's probably like I need to change his scenery kind of guy, you know.
Yeah.
I need to get into another organization. Like it's just not working for me.
yeah. If we even play baseball next year, so
That's true.
Sorry. On that note, don't we have a Richter and Phillips ad that we got to read?
Yeah, let's do it. I got this in front of me, Mike. I'll get to this. All right. Today's episode of Chatterbox Reds is brought to you by Richter and Phillips, getting Cincinnati engaged since 1896. Located just a few blocks from Great American Ballpark in downtown Cincinnati, Richter and Phillips is a family-owned and operated right here in Cincinnati. They're not a chain. They're a local team that's been serving the city for well over a century. Whether they're looking for the perfect engagement ring or shopping for diamonds, Richter and Phillips has the largest selection in the city. Book an appointment using the link in our YouTube or podcast description, or just stop by. Walk-ins are always welcome. Shout out to our friends at Richter and Phillips. All right, well, let's talk about Chase Burns. I mean, I don't know really what to say. I mean, he's great again. I mean, he gives up a 2-run home run in the first inning and then just absolutely dominates the Royals. The fact that he's able to just like shake that off and be the typical Chase Burns is incredible. And yeah, I mean, just what more do you say? I mean, this guy has been everything you possibly could have wanted and so much more this year.
Yeah. Even, like I said, like you mentioned, shaking off that first inning, like he got up to 100 today. He even sprinkled in 9 changeups. I don't know the specifics on it, but I feel like that's probably creeping more towards his maybe highest. He got 2 more whiffs out of that one. Got 19 whiffs today. I mean, this isn't a good lineup, but man, just looked super dominant. Made one mistake to Pasquantino, and unfortunately he made him pay. But like pitched well enough to win. Definitely keep the Reds in the game. Can't really say much about it other than it's what we've come to expect from Chase Burns. I'm excited for when we finally get Chase Burns, Hunter Green in the same rotation. Like that's a heck of a 1-2 punch because I almost think of Chase Burns as like Hunter Green if Hunter Green would have gone to college. It's like he did his development in college and came out way more polished, throwing fastball, slider, and developing a third pitch. Now, I mean, it doesn't quite line up. I think Hunter Green throws a little bit harder, and Chase Burns I think has a nastier slider. But it's just like it's very interesting that these we basically have a very similar dominant pitcher that we got in 2 different one drafting from high school and developing me in the minors, and one letting college develop him and bringing him in from there. So I mean, there's not much else you can say. Looked very good. 9 strikeouts. It's just unfortunate that we couldn't take advantage of that to get a win on that when you've got other options that are being pitched that you've got way less of a chance starting off because of that. So, Chase Burns, really good.
It's unfortunate we're not talking about Blake Dunn's, big 2-run home run. If they would have just, scratched across one more run and won 3-2, I mean, that would have been one of the huge home runs, one of the huge moments of the season. Completely kind of flipped this game around at the time he hit it. Blake Dunn, the most refreshing thing about Blake Dunn is just a guy that has gotten an opportunity and he has absolutely run with it, which we haven't seen certainly enough of this season. I still am skeptical about his ability to hit right-handed pitching at a level that would warrant hitting at the top of the lineup. But his defense and his base running and all of that, Blake Dunn is definitely a big leaguer. That's where I'm at. Blake Dunn is definitely a big leaguer right now, which I don't think I could say definitively at the beginning of the year. Now, he's a big league leadoff hitter. I don't think so, but it is really just nice to see him capitalizing on this opportunity.
Yeah, completely agree. Maybe we can talk a little bit about where he ultimately slots in. I get why he's playing him. Tito has been batting him first, even against righties, because of just, we don't have another option at this point, and he's hitting pretty well. And I think he got his home run off a righty. So, but ultimately, I don't expect him to fit in as our everyday leadoff hitter, right? I don't think you would either. Is it like, if the thing is, if you take him out a leadoff hitter, we got a right-handed pitcher, who bats there? Who's your leadoff hitter? And I'm not really sure who fills that role.
JJ Bleday for me right now. I mean, I just bat the first guy. I just
so
move
you're
everyone up.
JJ Bleday at 1, and then
Sal Stewart,
then
Nate
who?
Lowe. Just
move everybody up.
Just move everyone up. Steer fourth. I mean, just get the. I mean, when you're a team that's not very good, make sure your guys get the most at bats. I'm not gonna fight anyone on it right now, though. It is what it is.
Yeah. And he's come up he's had some really big hits. He's got 2 walk-off hits. He had that huge home run today, even a guy not known for his power. So it's not, I'm not at, that's not high on the list of things that I wish were different about this team. You know what I mean? And has played good defense as well. He's I think the biggest difference that I think I see, and it's hard for stats to bear this out, so some of you all might think I'm crazy here, but the idea is just he is somebody that looks far more relaxed. Somebody is not pressing, especially when he came up last year. He was pressing so hard. I think he didn't get a hit for maybe 24 at bats to end his big league career his big league season last year. So the fact that he is, he's able to just go in and be relaxed, have some slumps, have some areas where he had some 0-for-5s in there. I think he went 0-for-5 with 3 strikeouts against Spencer Strider, but still come back and get the game-winning hit, get the game-tying home run, and be a spark to this team. It's that's what's refreshing. There's going to be ups and downs. If you're going to be a big league player, you're going to experience highs and lows. And if you want to stay in the big leagues, you got to be able to keep that going. So, I'm happy that we're able to get that out of somebody, because it just feels like that consistency has just been completely absent from the folks that are coming up and down from AAA. So glad to see Blake Dunn. I'm glad he's on this team still, and hopefully he, is able to continue contributing to this team all throughout the rest of this season.
You know who Blake Dunn is? Chris Heisey.
Chris Heisey.
That's
pinch hit god.
Pinch hit god. Chris Heisey, yeah.
That bro was great at pinch hitting, man. When he came up, it was like, all right, here it comes, another hit.
Yeah, I think Chris Heisey kind of every year slotted in as the Reds' 4th or 5th outfielder. They had better options. And Dunn, I think, is certainly good enough to be in a platoon option. Heisey, not to go a full rabbit hole, Heisey had reverse splits. It was a little bit different. But I don't think – I think, there would be a lot of times where Heisey would end up playing for 2 months at a time and was very serviceable in that role. But I think that's probably how I would personally envision
do you think he loses playing time to Marte?
He should.
I think you kind of – it's let's slot him into being mostly against lefties and have Marte be either center or right against righties, right? I think is kind of how we would, if we were doing it, how we would slot it in. Benson in center, Marte in right.
It really depends on what your plan for the 2026 Reds are. Are we trying to do everything we can to win tomorrow? Are we trying to develop? What is our actual mindset here? Because you could go a bunch of different ways. I'll be honest right now. I people are going to probably scream at me for saying this. I'm not convinced Eugenio Suarez is one of the Reds' best players right now to be on the field against right-handed pitching. I might put in Blake Dunn and Noelvi Marte, and then have JJ Bleday DH.
Yeah, the thing is, there's no way Tito is doing that.
They're not going to do it. But I'm saying, if you're asking me, I haven't seen enough that I think I have to have him in every single game. If I'm trying to win tomorrow, sue me.
Yeah. I think, if you think about it from Tito's perspective, which I know is dangerous, but it's like this isn't a guy that's going to be here long term. And he's trying to do everything he can to get back into the playoff race, or at least win enough games to tread water until Hunter Green and Ellie De La Cruz go. So I think from the moves that we've seen, development in the majors is not something that is high on Tito's list. I can name about 3 or 4 different players that they're just like, okay, well, it's time for you to go develop and not here. You're going to go to the minors, to do all that type of stuff. So, to me, I think it's going to be what he's putting in there, what he thinks is going to win, because they want to win now. And maybe that means that they do make a trade, later on near the trade deadline to get closer. Yes, they're only 1 game over 500, but they are still, well within the vicinity of that wild card spot. So it's just like they have in no way dug themselves a hole that is insurmountable, especially if they can get their best 2 players back. And I think that's probably where it's going to be. I really just hope Marte forces him to play him. Like if he goes and starts hitting and it's just like, hey, now I have to play him. Like Blake Dunn has basically forced Tito to play him every day because he's the only one that's hit. Like he's one of 2 or 3 people in this lineup that are hitting. And I just want Marte to do the same thing. Just like come in and say, all right, Marte, you're playing every day, or you're playing every day against righties because you are, making better swing decisions, because you are walking more, because you are hitting the ball hard and getting on base. So it's like, that's what I hope Marte is able to do for that spot.
All right, let's talk about the bullpen not named Tony Santillan, because these guys did a really good job tonight. And start off with Caleb Ferguson. I mean, this guy was atrocious during his rehab assignment. I mean, one of the worst rehab assignments I've ever seen. And he comes to the big leagues, and he's pitched 6 1/3 innings for the Reds. Most of these also more than an inning at a time. 6 1/3, 3 hits, 0 runs, 7 strikeouts, and Mike Hart, 0. I repeat, 0 walks. Caleb Ferguson has done an incredible job for the Cincinnati Reds, and you don't want to go too far ahead, but man, he's been certainly a breath of fresh air for this bullpen.
Yeah. I think there was some signs that maybe some of his outings, especially with his ERA, were potentially inflated a little bit by some poor AAA defense.
Hector Rodriguez, I remember someone gave me a tip on that.
But still, I don't think anyone thought he'd be up here and goose egging and everything, because in that outing, he still walked 2 guys in AAA. So it's like, the fact that no walks is really what everyone, it's just like, can we get somebody that just doesn't walk the farm, please? I wonder, it's interesting. They've been using him kind of as his multi-inning role. I think there's 3 of the 4 times he's been in, he's thrown more than 1 inning, so I wonder if that is the role that they're going to start or continue him in. Maybe this like fireman that's able to hit certain pockets of the lineup. I don't know. I think I'm okay with him staying with that. I know we're having trouble with like the 9th inning, but it's like, I don't know if we necessarily just say, okay, Ferguson hasn't given up a run, you pitch the 9th. I don't know if that necessarily solves our problem. Right. So I kind of like him where he's at, whereas he's coming in the 7th, or he's coming in to finish out the 6th and then pitches the 7th and is able to really get maybe even some length out of that, which basically none of our other pitchers are doing. Like, who else in that bullpen? I guess Chris Paddock's down there now, and Chris Paddock could potentially give length. But besides that, I don't think anyone in there you're just like, oh yeah, they could go 2 innings. Right. So, I think that's a valuable thing. And I hope that they kind of keep him in that role, even though they're like searching for answers at basically every spot.
Yeah, I think if you have a guy that can get you 4, 5, 6 outs at a time, you gotta continue to use him in that role, because it's almost like a person and a half to have down in that bullpen, and you'll take as much of that as you can get. TJ Antone got 2 more outs. He also didn't walk anyone. He only has walked 3 batters in 10 1/3, which on this team is gold. So shout out to TJ Antone continuing to get it done. And then How about Zach McCambley came in after the Tony Santillan mess, had a very funny big league moment. So if you weren't watching, and I know Mike kind of touched about this in the old box score recap, but he comes in, what was there? It was a runner on base. Comes in, he strikes out Carter Jensen, and he starts to walk off the mound, thinking that was the third out of the inning, but unfortunately it was only the second out of the inning. So it was a funny moment nonetheless. It does give up a single to Bobby Witt Jr., not super hard hit. They intentionally walked the next batter, but he struck out Salvador Perez. So really, two of the three batters he faced, he struck out. A guy that does have some upside that, on a team that's kind of begging and pleading for anyone to step up. Did a nice job in his debut, and I would like to see him, get some, maybe not the highest leverage, but some higher leverage opportunities.
Yeah, really battled back. I mean, he went 3-1 on Jensen and battled back for a strikeout. And then, they intentionally walked past Coutinho, and we brought it up at the time. And it's like, bases loaded is definitely not, been the Reds bullpen's friend. And he, frankly, did a really good job against Sal Perez there, striking him out. So, like that there showed me more than a lot of pitchers have shown yet this year. So, I mean, obviously it's his first outing. The juices were probably really flowing, adrenaline going there. So, I mean, if we, any sort of consistency would be great. He's not obviously cemented in here, but with, what little choices we have, if we can catch lightning in a bottle there, imagine he becomes like the eighth inning guy and then sticks to the eighth inning guy. Like, we traded him for a guy that for Reese Hines, like that, and then we have control over him for his entire, journey up until free agency. Like, if he becomes something good in the bullpen, we'll be talking about it like that Zach Mull or the Sam Mull trade, right? I know there's some people in the chat that still bemoan the loss of Joe Boyle, but like Sam Mull has been nails for us for multiple years. And being able to pull off something like that and get a relatively reliable reliever out of that for multiple years of control is pretty hard to do. So, I know we're getting ahead of ourselves. He pitched 2/3 of an inning and got 2 strikeouts, but still, like, if he can be consistent, I'd love to see how that slots in for this bullpen going forward.
And he has good stuff. He's had success for a pretty extended period of time. So this isn't some guy that, came out of nowhere that just, had a cute outing in his debut. This is a guy that I there was reason to believe in. Do you think the Marlins would have taken TJ Friedl?
Ooh, interesting. I think the Marlins are. I'm not sure.
Well, they wouldn't take.
I'm not sure anyone would have taken him.
The Marlins,
if he gets DFA'd, I think he's going to waivers.
Yeah. I agree. All right, you ready to move on to Reds MLB?
Let's do it.
All right, you're going to listen to the podcast for a large portion of this Reds MLB because I got the Louisville Bats all in full force because they played a day game today. And, Mike, it didn't go well. They lost 18-4 to Memphis. Your Louisville Bats walked 14 batters on Wednesday afternoon, including 11 batters in the final 2 innings. Some of those was a position player pitching, but nonetheless, it was not pretty. Now, Connor Phillips, the only pitcher for Louisville today that did not walk a batter. Phillips had a perfect inning with a strikeout. Since being demoted, 3 1/3, 0 hits, 0 runs. Had 3 walks, but didn't walk anyone today, and 4 strikeouts. His first appearance today without a walk. Very tough day for my guy, Trevor Kunsel. He walked 5 batters in his inning and a third. His ERA is now up over 5 on the year after he gives up 6 runs. Kunsel's, this is a very interesting tidbit on him. He walked 5 batters for a second time in a game this season, but he has not walked more than 2 in any of his other 66 minor league games. So it's kind of been, he's had 2 atrocious walk games, and the rest have all been, like 2 walks or less. So tough day for Trevor Kunsel. Julian Garcia, pretty decent day, 2 1/3. He only gave up 1 run, did strike out 2 batters. Hagen Danner had a rough line as well. He walked 3 batters, only got 1 out, gave up 5 runs. Remember Hagen Danner back in spring training, Mike? and how like this guy has really good stuff. He's got an 8.84 ERA and an 18 and a third. He's walked 20 batters and only has 19 strikeouts. It's been a tough go for Hagen Danner. On the offensive side, Hector Rodriguez was 0 for 3, did have a pair of walks. Austin Hendrick needed a good day. He was 2 for 5. He'd been 0 for 15 with 0 walks in the 4 games prior to that. Good day as well from Avon Johnson. He goes 3 for 4 with a double. Stole his 9th base of the season. Michael Toglia was 2 for 3 with a pair of walks. The other Reds MILB scoreboard, the AA Chattanooga, they won 4-1 over Pensacola. Dayton lost 6-4 to West Michigan. Daytona, they fall 4-2 to Dunedin. Mason Morris pitched in that, one of the Reds' top picks last year. Was okay. 4 innings, 2 earned runs, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts, give up a pair of solo home runs. And then they're currently live out in Arizona. The ACL Guardians lead your ACL Reds 5-1. They're actually at the 7th inning stretch. I don't know if they have a 7th inning stretch out in Arizona for those games, but they are doing that now. And your Reds minor league report is brought to you by our friends at 78 Cigars. Cincinnati legend Anthony Munoz has a new venture, and we're fired up to partner with it here on Chatterbox Reds. Introducing 78 Cigars, a premium cigar line from the Hall of Famer himself. If you love great cigars in Cincinnati football history, this is the perfect combination. You can grab 78 Cigars right now at both Montgomery locations or over at Creekside Cigar Company. You can also check them out online. Just head to anthonymunoz.com, click on the 78 Cigars page, and learn more or place your order today. That's 78 Cigars from the greatest offensive lineman to ever do it, Anthony Munoz. All right, Mike, any more supers?
I think they do the 7th inning stretch at every baseball game. So just
I don't know how many fans. I don't think there's a whole lot of fans there though. Like, do they do it for like 3 people?
Yeah, I think the organist has got to stretch the fingers.
Okay.
We do have one more super chat.
All right,
good old Ned Flanders. Shout out Ned Flanders. I got to meet him at the park last year. Really cool dude. Gave something to my kids. It was really cool to meet him. I'm glad he's part of this community. He says, well, we'll always have April. Sniff. It's true. We'll always remember that amazing April that we started with.
Hang the banner. All right, we got more baseball coming up, Mike. A little who, what, when, where, and why. Reds going to are mercifully off on Thursday. They will start a 3-game series with the St. Louis Cardinals on Friday night, 8:15 start time. They're in St. Louis. Friday night is Brady Singer against Kyle Lehey. Saturday, 2:15 is Nick Lodolo against the lefty Matthew Liberatore. And Sunday at 2:15 as well, Rhett Lauder against Michael McGreevy. Obviously, the Cardinals have had a pretty good, surprising season so far. Been better than your Cincinnati Reds. The Cardinals sit at 32-28. The Cardinals are 3-7 in their last 10 games. They do play tomorrow, though. I believe they play tomorrow. I don't know. Maybe they play tomorrow. Maybe they don't. They do not play tomorrow. So we'll see what they do in Cincinnati. Any thoughts on the huge series with the St. Louis Cardinals in St. Louis this weekend, Mike?
Reds touched him up for 5 runs in 5 innings in the last series with them. So, that's not nothing. So hopefully they're still seeing him well. Let's see what, hopefully it all wasn't done by Ellie. Ellie did go 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs. So, hopefully the rest of the lineup is seeing him pretty well as well. And we can get some offense out of this team against Kyle Lehey.
Let's hope so. All right. Well, Mike, appreciate you jumping on. This has been an absolute blast talking about the Cincinnati Reds 5-2 loss to the Kansas City Royals on a Wednesday night. I'll be back. I think I'm with Craig on Friday night. I'll be back in some form on Friday night. You'll get me again. And Mike, appreciate you as always.
Yeah, anytime.
All right, like I said, there's going to be a delay on just about everything today. And you know what? I don't know where the